Good morning, everybody. Anybody and everybody. Ooh. Thank you to Slime Forest for the music, as usual. Okay, so this one. I picked this song because, I picked this one because it's called Third Boob. I wish I had a third boob. Imagine the utility. Imagine a woman's utility of a third boob. Maybe right in the middle. I don't know. A third boob would help, I think. I think a third boob would be profitable. Is boob not good to say at the beginning? You think boob gets me in boob? You think boob would
titties?
You think boob would get me in trouble? Oh, so yes, Slime Forest at the top. Thank you, Slime Forest, for third boob. Third boob. Now, hopefully, I'm praying here at the top. We don't have any hiccups this whole stream. Let's hope. No dropped frames. Please, God. Well, anyways, it's nice to see everybody this morning. Let me pull up chat so I can see what's up. Oh, gosh. All kinds of people. What up, V-Dub? Hash, Carla, Poland. Nice to see all of you guys. Good morning. V-Dub says, I love this music. Yeah, hit up Slime Forest, okay? Slime Forest on YouTube. Here, let me just pull it up. Because I do Slime Forest all the time. Slime Forest did a song for us that I use for like the intros to our clips and stuff. I don't do the whole thing that a lot of streamers do where it's a couple minutes before they even start, the live stream starts, and then they play music at the top. Like, I like the idea of intro music to start it up, to get the energy going. I like that. But I don't like to play music with like a background for like 5 minutes before the stream. I don't get the point of that. So I don't have a lot of use for the song that Slime Forest made for us other than our clip, intros and stuff. I don't want to play that same song over and over again, So I just pick new Slime Forest shit. Slime Forest is coming out with shit all the time too. 862 subscribers. Fucking the amount of views on some of the songs and stuff are criminally low. Should be way better. Okay, so hit up Slime Forest. I mean, should be way better because that's how good Slime Forest is. You know what I mean? And I speak of frames and I drop them. So there we go. But yes, check out Slime Forest and check out Cosmic Jive too. That's Kevin's little music venture, and he makes the same vibe of music, honestly, in his own different way, so good, like electronic kind of stuff. He is a very multi-talented man. He might have you fooled, but multi-talented man. Oh, goodness gracious. So anyways, an error occurred. See, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain See, I'm getting errors on YouTube now too. So this is the interesting thing. I don't know how to... let's see. The stream's current bitrate is higher than usual. We recommend 4500 bitrate. I mean, like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not this fucking tech savvy, man. We need a technician. We need a Clout Route technician. Because I don't know what the fuck any of this fucking bitrate nonsense is. Fuck it. All right? My fucking bit rates are too high. God damn it. But anyways, yeah, like I said, check out Slime Forest. Check out Kevin, of course, at Cosmic Jive. Good stuff there. Let's see what chat's saying here. Paulin says, I'm inappropriate. Sorry. I'm always inappropriate. That's a thing. V-Dub says, I love music that uses old game sounds. Yeah, me too, actually. Honestly. Let's see. Actually, I think it would mean people would need to evolve to have 3 hands too, Hash says. So if you have 3 titties, you need 3 hands so you can play with all the titties. Well, you have a mouth and stuff too. So it's like a third titty. That's the utility that I was thinking of, okay? The third titty utility, to me, was for a baby. I mean, it would be a bonus for, whoever's hooking up with 3-tittied ladies. But, in all practicality, the third titty is, like, better for breastfeeding. You could, like, strap a baby here with the center titty, and your other titties will just set normal. I think it would be, like, perfect scenario. Third titty. Where's the third titty? The trifecta titty. I don't know. You tell me.
Titties.
Is titty worse than boob, by the way? Is there a level of inappropriateness when it comes to boob, titty, mammary, glands? Is there a level of inappropriate? Because I know, like, penis is, like, scientific, okay? But if you start saying, like, cock and dick, that's a little more inappropriate. So is titties appropriate? Is boobs appropriate? Or one of those more inappropriate than the other? I don't know. You guys got to tell me. Kevin says, kind of forgot it was Thursday. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you, Kevo. It is Thursday. I know. It's shocking. Honestly, taking Tuesday off for 4th of July has shook up my week a little bit. So there you go. Let's see. Reminds me when teachers play music on the projector before class starts. Yeah, a lot of streamers do that. I don't know. I'm not into the whole playing the music beforehand. Kevin comes off as one of those dudes that can pick up any interest. See, he's a multi-talented man. Yeah, like I said. Lots of interests. I'll let him go on about that. Maybe we need a The Life of Kevin episode, Maybe he'd like that, where he just goes on about what he does, everything. Just a total breakdown of Kevin. Do you guys remember a few years back when a woman went viral for having 3 booba and convinced everybody it was for real for a while? Is that not plausible? Is that not a thing? Can there not be... Is there never a genetic anomaly of third booba? Like, do we never have a third booba genetic anomaly? I'm sure that there's somebody that has been born with third booba. I think he meant boobs, maybe, but I like booba. I like to say that for some reason. For some reason, there's something good about the mouthfeel of booba. And you don't get to say criminally under said word. You don't get to say that nearly enough. Booba. All right, so booba. Boobas and gentlemen. All boobas and gentlemen and non-boobinaries. Non-boobinaries. Yep, I said it. Colleen Ballinger has gotten fucked. I did an episode, obviously, with Fall Out Boy last week on Colleen. Kevin and I talked about the initial trouble with Colleen weeks ago. Everyone has now done a ukulele joke, laugh at that video. Everyone has. So I'm glad we did it. It's out of the way. It's done. As her career is in the decline and in the shitter, that's when people come out with
Fucking watch it.
Kevin says watch it, Danny. I don't know what I said there. I probably said something bad. Anyways, as Colleen, her career is in the shitter, in the decline. You know, I'm not sure what else she could fucking do to fuck up more at this point. She just needs to shut the fuck up. But unfortunately, there's a lot of things that she did already. Okay? I mean, like, besides everything that's already came out, from grooming to sharing someone else's picture, Trisha's pictures. That was a thing I don't think we've talked about. Trisha did a fucking slamming video. Go watch Trisha Paytas's video on this. Just called like Colleen or something. Trisha comes out being the most fucking, I don't know how to put it really. Just a queen. I don't know. How else do I put it? She comes out and she's like, look, I'm over this drama stuff. I don't do a reaction to everything that everybody does online anymore, which she doesn't, to her credit. Like, compared to what she used to be, where it was like anybody say anything about her, she's making a fucking 30-minute video of her yelling on her floor. Literally, that's what she used to do. So it's good. And she has a kid now and everything, so it's good that she hasn't been involved with that. So it's sweet as fuck in this situation to see Trisha come out and be like, look, I don't want to do this shit anymore, but Colleen shared my fucking nudies, which are public access online kind of thing if you pay for it and stuff. You have to be 18 or older and pay for it. Public access isn't right, but you know what I mean. You can find it online. Colleen was sharing and having like viewing parties of Trisha's nudies and Only Dan's videos and shit. So she got fucking shit on by Trisha for that. Pretty excellent there. I like that. This, what I have here, is just further cancellation. Further fucking. I gotta be appropriate with my wording. Further decline of her career, okay? Somebody found video of YouTuber Colleen Ballinger in blackface performing Beyonce's Single Ladies, okay? What the fuck? You know, like, let's be real, you know. She was already fucked. Already completely fucked. I think the Weenies chat, just the name of the chat, don't even get any other context. When you tell somebody about this story and they hear Weenies is the inappropriate chat she was having with children, I'm out. I'm out. Something's fucking wrong. Something's super wrong with this bitch. And it just continues to get worse. But here, let's check this out. Here's Colleen. You can hear. I mean, I think that this is so close to the original that Colleen may get me claimed for this. Putting a ring on it shit. But this was one of her shows, and she fucking put on, you can hear the crowd. She put on blackface. Just scribbled black on her face. Which, what the... Look, it's a valid criticism. No one, especially white-ass motherfuckers, should be doing blackface. Sure. You know, you've got cases where people will argue for it. Oh, Tropic Thunder or something, Robert Downey Jr. Certain jokes, people say that, oh, it's fine. Blackface is fine. I don't know where the line is. Tropic Thunder does make me laugh, but I don't know where the line is. You can be the judge on that. I will say, scribbling your face with black permanent marker to sing Single Ladies, replicating Beyonce to your audience, probably not the most appropriate time to do blackface or under any argument. I believe I'm probably already fucked on the whole fucking Colleen's video getting me claimed. Keep your eyes peeled in the Discord for me to post that this video got fucking claimed by fucking single ladies because of Colleen's dumb ass doing blackface. I love that though. I love that. Good for you, Colleen. Way to really like, you just digging that grave deeper. I mean, you did this. I don't know when she did this. So this has been a little bit since she did the black scribble face. It's been a little bit probably. So she did this a long time ago, just like the Weenies chat, just like everything. She's been a deviant for a while. It's just more proof. Palm Springs says, why is Clout Route showing and promoting blackface performers? It's definitely not promoting. I would say that is exactly the opposite of what I'm doing. I would say down with Colleen Ballinger. Okay? Down with Colleen Ballinger. No promotion here. I'm showing you this so that you don't. Go look. Here, she's doing blackface. You probably don't want anything to do with Colleen Ballinger if the multiple other allegations don't convince you. We'll just see where's your head at? Was it the grooming, the child pornography, sharing your friends' pornography? Where was it? Where was the blackface? Was that your line? I'm sure that there's a lot of people that were on board with Colleen until they saw the blackface. And then they're like, fuck, dude. Shit. Now I'm out. Now I'm really out. Let's see. Hash says, when is the most appropriate time to do blackface, Danny? Well, see, like I said, I'm not the judge. Don't let me be the arbiter of who can do blackface or not. Or when. I don't think it's probably, I would say there's a good argument to say blackface, never appropriate. But my point was that some people would argue that like Tropic Thunder's instance of like he's making a joke about commentary on blackface. I don't know how you would describe it, but you know what I mean. If you've seen Tropic Thunder, he does it in a bit different way. They poke fun at the idea of doing blackface like you shouldn't. Same thing with like, there's tons of shows. It's Always Sunny did tons of blackface. It's just a case by case basis. Maybe you can justify it in certain situations. Some people do. The Gangnam Style is the most cringe thing she has done. Please watch it, Danny. It is in the Discord. Gangnam Style? No shot. Let's see. Speaking of Colleen Ballinger, I still cannot believe she has this video of her still up. Holy shit. Oh God, we're about, okay. Thanks for the live update here. So Colleen, Gangnam Style. Let's hear it, dude. Am I gonna get claimed for this too? Music Thursdays. We're here for it.
Whoopin' Gangnam Style.
What?
Gangnam Style. Ichi nichi kichi lichi mina mangarani. Tamagotchi uchi gucci linky niki naki. I'm a man.
Bruh.
What the fuck? What the? All right, moving on. Moving on. Moving on. The show's been derailed. I don't even know what to do at this point. I'm done. I'm logging off. How am I supposed to do a show with that kind of shit online, dude? Damn, she's super racist, isn't she? She's really... We can definitely say, you know, the grooming, the this, the that, the yada yada, you know, that she's getting heat for. Definitely a lot of that, but now we have blackface and Asian speak. She said something about my people told me not to talk about this, but they didn't say that I couldn't sing. Okay. I wonder what her people said about that. I wonder what her people said about the blackface. Like, you know, you really shouldn't do the blackface. Probably not a good idea. Do you really need to do blackface during put a ring on it or whatever? Just sing it. That's fine. They'll laugh at you because of the way your fucking dumbass way that you do it, whatever. They'll laugh. You know, that's what these people here are for. That's what the people are there for, to see her fucking version. Whatever, okay. Her people are like, I really don't think that you should do like ichi nichi nachi nuchi. Bro.
I want to be ninja.
I think there are people who are probably like, don't do the Gangnam Style like that. Maybe just don't do Gangnam Style. Maybe just skip the Gangnam Style. No. She knew better. Hash says, Ichi Nichi Lichi. What the? Colleen wants to be ninja, VW says. And Poland says, she's low functioning, guys. Leave her alone. Kevin shook. We're all shook. I mean, Colleen Ballinger, there's just wow. Poor Colleen. Done, I would say. Kaput, in the toilet, flushed. She has been officially flushed. So, somebody that isn't flushed yet, making her rounds, actually, and who I want to talk about today. The 26-year-old YouTuber, 1.4 million on YouTube. Okay, so whatever that means to you. 1.4 million on YouTube. They banned her on TikTok. We are talking about, I don't know what the H is for, but H. Pearl Davis. Pearl Davis is what we're going to call her. She has this weird-ass edited photo here. I was going to use this for, like, a thumbnail or something, but then I started to look at it and I'm like, what is going on? Do you see how like distorted that's looking there? I don't know what to think about that. There you go. I don't want to get it too close. That's horrific. Anyways. Pearl Davis. Just Pearly Things. You know, cute name. What's the other one? Now it's Pearl Daily, right? Formerly just Pearly Things. Now it's Pearl Daily. Now I say, since the Piers Morgan interview, it is Pearl Daily now. She's updated the name a little bit, a little more official. You know, can't be just Pearly Things. That's childish. Pearly Things. Pearl, what a name, Pearl. The whole time, okay, my mother was a big country fan when I was growing up, okay? Country music fan. And the whole time, I've been researching Pearl, talking about Pearl, you know, just thinking about, you know, this whole show or whatever. Pearl, I keep thinking, I think it was like the Dixie Chicks or something that did the song Goodbye Earl, or sang a song that was like Goodbye Earl. That's what I'm feeling every time I hear Pearl. Goodbye Pearl. Goodbye Pearl. So thank you, Mom, for the, you know, for that deep country music seated somewhere in here. It's certain stuff because I tried to block it all out, but like, some of it seeps through, and Goodbye Earl seeped through, and I just keep thinking, Goodbye Pearl. Anyways, Pearl. I mean, we're going to get into her Piers Morgan interview. That's why I'm honestly talking about her. She did an H3 interview, which we'll talk about some of that too if we get to it. That was where I like first started to hear about her. And then now since then I've researched her, looked at some of the things she's done. She's done interviews with Destiny. She's on fucking Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate shit all the time. Sneeko, all the fuckheads that we already talk about. Pearl makes her rounds with all those people, which all those certain people are unremarkable, but it does interest me when people like Pearl, YouTubers, weirdo YouTubers too, break into the mainstream a little bit. Like, I wouldn't say that Piers Morgan is like a fucking, I don't know. It's just a little more mainstream now. It's not just Keemstar doing drama alert about Pearl. It's not just Twitter news or whatever. It's moved on to things like, it's not just Ethan Klein's dumb, H3 podcast. It's moved on to like serious television. I mean, we're talking Piers Morgan.
Doink.
That's Glenn Beck, but same difference. Okay, so anyways, I wanted to look at some of Pearl's tweets. We'll get into her interview with Piers. We'll look at some of the other shit she's done, some embarrassing stuff, some funny stuff she's done on her show, some Destiny stuff, whatever we can get to. I might be on a time crunch today, but not necessarily. I think we can just go for as long as I need to. Should be good, Guten. I've got shit to do, guys, if you didn't realize. There's shit going on in the world, and I got to do it. Not always fucking... I'm not just sitting here staring at the computer waiting for a fucking new Pearly Things video to drop. I should be. Plug me into the Matrix. Let's see. Pearl. Goodbye, Pearl. Women will shame men for not wanting to get married instead of examining the quality of wives we are offering. If a company can't sell a product, do they blame the customer or improve the product? Thoughtful, huh? Now, a lot of these are just recent ones that I've pulled up because she is constantly tweeting like some base take like this. That's her thing. Just, take after take after take. That's what she's doing on Twitter exclusively and sharing her interviews, basically. So I didn't take very long for me to just scroll down and find one. This is today, 7 a.m. base take. She had this sitting on the shitter. She was like, women just aren't quality wives these days, she thought, taking a shit. She's probably getting a waft of her own fumes, and she's just like, you know what? Women like me just aren't quality enough. My shit should smell like roses. And I'm sitting here fucking talking crap on Twitter because of the waft of my own stench. You fucking shithead. Let's look at chat. Uh-oh. See, we've got a lot of Ichi Nichi Tamagotchi. Ichi Nichi Tamagotchi. Thank you, Colleen Ballinger. Poland Spring says, I never realized her name was Pearl. What do you think the Pearly Things were? I don't even want to know what you thought the Pearly Things were. VDub says, I love commenting on Pearl's posts really quick after she makes them and getting a full day of Simps malding. It's so fun. Wow, VDub. Thank you for that insight there. I should just be commenting on every one of her posts then. I mean, it's easy too, because it's like every fucking hour she's got a base take. Okay? From everything from, women aren't quality wives to fucking biblical takes and shit. We've got more here. I mean, she's wild. V-Dub said she's like Pearl from SpongeBob, so she's Pearl the Squirrel. Interesting. NBC hit show My Name is Pearl. That would be a good show. My Name is Pearl. I mean, I'm sure she could be pretty good. Hash says, yeah, goodbye, Pearl. That song is about killing husbands. See, it fits even. It fits even, maybe, I'm sure that Pearl wants to be a wife, so I don't know if she you know, right now would say that she would kill husbands. You know, I don't think she would be in that business. She wants a husband. I wouldn't, you know, I would never say that in a few years after being married to someone that she would want to murder them or something. I don't think she's capable of that. No way. I wouldn't say that at all. Let's see. V-Dub says she's just a grifter. Yeah, that's part of it. You'll see. Hash says, what if I'd rather be single than a good wife? Well, her, and we'll see this as it goes along, but her whole kind of stance is like, that is what you should be doing. You should be married by 22 or whatever when you're still in your prime, because like 22 to 24 is the sweet spot, apparently, she likes to say. Like, if you're beyond that, then you're beyond repair. You're only downhill from there. So think about that. I mean, you're supposed to be married and pregnant by 24. If you're not, then you're failing, is basically what Pearl would tell you. Good thing we don't need husbands. Hey, I'm with you there. You don't need husbands, that's for sure. Poland says, I thought it was like a pearl necklace. Okay, pearl necklace. Oh, gosh. Pearl is a spoiled brat whale in SpongeBob. Oh, see, how much of a boomer am I? I can remember when SpongeBob came out, and I didn't like it. I think I was too old for SpongeBob, which makes me feel I'm even older now. Thanks. I shouldn't even have said that. I'm tripping over my own words. Damn it. I remember when SpongeBob came out, and I remember not liking it. So yeah, I thought Pearl was the squirrel. What's the squirrel then? Fuck, dude. How do I not know SpongeBob characters? I know SpongeBob and Patrick, Mr. Krabs, the plankton guy, but what is the squirrel's name? Pearl is the fucking giant whale. Mr. Krabs is whale. What is the squirrel? Why do I want to say Bubbles or something? I don't know anything about SpongeBob. Okay. Carla says, is she wife material? Now here, before I pull up another photo or another tweet here, you can see, I don't know, is she wife material? I don't think that Pearl has stated on the H3 podcast and many other places, she considers herself average. Oh, I can't zoom in on this one anymore. It's just doing weird ass shit. So there you go. But she considers herself average. 5 out of 10, average. Now, you know, that makes sense. She's fucking past her prime, not married, not pregnant, not kids. So she's failing in her own terms, which is kind of funny for somebody to like preach something to you and be like, hey, you know, you should be having kids when you're fertile and hot and blah, 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 and find yourself a good husband. And she didn't even do it. She fucking failed at her own fucking thing, dude. So I don't know, but is she wife material? You can tell me, I guess. But I don't think she's a bad looking woman. No, not by any means. Average is... She says, if I was an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, then I'd be getting modeling offers, right? And I'm like, okay, fair enough. Okay, let's see. Poland Spring says, if Pearl wanted a husband, she would just get married. You think? I don't know if anybody wants to marry Pearl, honestly. I don't. You know, somebody would. But her standards, I don't... Where she rates herself and what she's going for, I think, are two separate things and very off balance there. Hash says, Pearl does have a big head like SpongeBob Pearl. I believe that. No kids, no man-child. I'm good. Married before 25 sounds like a nightmare. I was married at 25, so there you go. I waited until I was 25 at least. I was with my wife before then. For, you know, 4 or so years, 5 years, I don't know. It's escaping me now. I'm getting old. But, you know, I was with my wife for a while before we got married, of course. You don't know anything about a person until you marry them. You don't know anything about a person until you live with them, I feel like. And I lived with my wife for the whole time I was with her pretty much. And, you know, you find out if you work or not pretty quickly. Interesting. V-Dub says, I think I'm older or the same age as Danny, and I know the names. Says more about me. I mean, you know, I just never liked SpongeBob. Poland says, average is not failing. Average is average. Is Pearl gay? I don't know. Does she look gay? Where do you get that idea? Because she's not married yet to a guy? V-Dub says, I don't think she's gay. And Carla says, not talking about her appearance, but her attitudes. The kind of men she looks for won't want anything to do with her. I mean, yeah. Could I see like Andrew Tate, who they call her the female Andrew Tate. So could I see Andrew Tate, you know, having pearly things locked up in his basement, you know? No, I couldn't see it. That's 5 out of 10 shit. Which is hilarious, too. I love to see, like, Pearl says that herself is a 5, okay? She says she's a 5. People like Fresh and Fit and Sneeko and Tate would say, like, fuck these ladies, you know? You need a high-class fucking lady, blah, blah, blah. Fuck all the scum. But they have a podcast, shows, all these shows and things with fucking pearly things. Talking all this shit. Not a single one of them would go for her or say that she's a high value woman, yada, yada, whatever. None of them would. She says herself that she's a 5. She's aware of her averageness or whatever, and they won't put up with that shit. But somehow they're always on shows with each other. I don't know. It's funny to see that. It's funny to see somebody be so adamant about how relationships should work too, and then like follow my advice, and then say, well, I'm a 5 though. I guess is that humble? Is she humble? Is that Pearl being humble as though she's a 5 out of 10, you know? She says here, women will always try to rule over men. That is why men are supposed to protect us from ourselves. Adam's greatest mistake was not protecting Eve from the serpent. Okay? So we're getting biblical here. Super biblical here. Women will always try to rule over men. Okay? Adam's greatest mistake was not protecting Eve from the serpent. Because the serpent whispered to Eve, right? Am I right? I don't know. I'm not a Bible guy. The serpent whispered to Eve, hey, fucking eat that apple, bitch. Eat that fucking apple, dude. That apple is the tits right now. If you eat that apple, you'll grow a 3rd tit. Eat the apple. And then Eve's like, well, fuck yeah, I want a 3rd tit. And ate the fuck out of that apple. And it's Adam's fucking fault that he didn't keep her in line. Keep her in check. No apples for you. No 3rd titty. Only 2 titties. There's only 2 titties. Only 2 only 2 genders and only 2 titties, okay? No 3rd titties. No 3rd titties. Okay, so, you know, we're getting biblical with Pearl too. That's part of her shtick. She's very, like, traditional. The kind of thing that, like, the traditional Catholic man or woman would preach. She likes that, okay? Kevin says Adam was a scrub. Yeah, what about Adam and Steve? You know, what about them? Does nobody care about their feelings, okay? We're talking about all about fucking pearly things and Eve, but what about Steve? Do we care about Steve's feelings? Hashtag humble or beaten down. Who knows? So the 5 rating, I don't know if that's humble or if it's beaten down. V-Dub says she preaches that women need to be things that she doesn't try to be. She has a do as I say, not as I do attitude, and people don't like it. Yeah, I'd say that is probably one of her abrasive, you know, traits there, what you're saying. I would agree. At least she's aware, I guess. What a sad existence, Ash says. I'm aware of how average I am in the universe. I mean, I'm with her there, but it's just one thing. Like, look, am I under any delusion that I'm like, especially in the world she's living in where she says, like, if I'm an 8 or a 9, I'm getting modeling offers. Okay. Well, if we're living in that kind of rating world, you know, I'm pretty average myself. I'm right there at a 5 or a 6, I'd say. But especially if I was like single, I don't care about saying I'm married. What do I care about saying that now? But like, if I'm a single guy, I'm not really going to go out and be like, I'm a 5. I'm a 5. Deal with it. You know, fuck it. You try to be better than that, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't be going out and advertising like, hey, well, I'm a 5. It is what it is. But I mean, some people like that maybe. Not Pearl, though, apparently. People don't like Pearl for that, apparently. Poland says Pearl is a straight 5 and then says I'm a 5. So I'm being her. So interesting. Snooki is a 5. Chat, where would you rate Snooki from Jersey Shore on a Pearl system? If Pearl Davis is a 5, where's Snooki fall on a scale 1 to 10? You tell me, because I'm interested. Is Snooki a 5 too? It's interesting. Wait, why is everyone calling Adam 22 a cuck? Doesn't he do porn? Just a question. Sorry. That's an interesting offshoot, but yes, Adam 22 does porn. That's a big conversation. Maybe Kevin and I will talk about that on Sunday's show a little bit more, especially since Adam's like leaning into that. That's such a aside from Pearl Davis here, but yes, Adam 22 does do porn. His wife does porn. They interview people and then do porn with the person. I think that up until recently, she just did that with him, and now she's having sex with other men. So that's where the point of contention is, but he doesn't care, and he's like leaning into it, super leaning into it. So that's a whole nother story. Adam 22. I'd never liked Adam 22, so I don't really give a shit that he's getting shit for being a cuck. I mean, he's essentially admitted it. He's like, I'm a fucking cuck. I don't care. So good for him. A 5 saying they're a 5 is better than a 5 saying they're a 10. I mean, I don't know. I guess you don't seem as unhinged out of reality. But when you're meeting somebody for the first time, you know, you could say, I mean, anybody saying they're a 10 is delusional. You don't say you're a 10. I mean, you don't say this rating system, period. It's stupid. Doing a rating system is stupid to begin with. She's the one that called herself a 5 out of 10, though. But, you know, if there's some world where you're like speed dating or something, they ask you, like, what do you rate yourself kind of shit. I just would never say 5 or below. Why would you say that? Why would you say it's, I mean, you at least, maybe you humble yourself and say 6 or 7, I guess, but I'm going for a 7. I'm saying I'm 7. You know, definitely not maybe I think I'm a 5, but I'm saying I'm a 7 at least. And then I'm trying to overshoot that even. You know what I mean? I'm trying to flex and be cool. I mean, you know, literally flex, maybe not, but I don't know. It's been a while since I've had to woo a woman, that's for sure. Or anyone for that matter, but a woman specifically. Or I've been married is what I'm saying. To a woman. God damn it. Poland Springs says, stop rating me. This is sexism. Okay. Let's move on. Pearl. How can a man legally interact with a woman and not be punished for it? Men get kicked out of places for looking at women the wrong way. You never think it'll happen to you until it does. I don't know what specifically she's making commentary on here, like where she heard that some guy got kicked out of a place for looking at a woman the wrong way. I mean, I can conceive of that. I could believe that. That some fucking weirdo pervert is making someone uncomfortable by staring at them in some sort of way and they get kicked out of a place. Yeah, definitely believe that. Probably more than just the looking, though, I would assume. Usually don't just kick people out for looking, but yeah. How can a man legally interact with a woman and not be punished for it? She is subscribing to this fucking red pill bullshit and she talks about the red pill a lot too. She loves that. But it's it's supposed to be like, that's the objective reality. Red pill is like, what is the real reality? Accepting real reality. So in her real reality sounds funny to say it like that, huh? That doesn't make any sense. In her reality. How can a man legally interact with a woman and not be punished for it? So essentially, anything that a man does to a woman in today's world can be contrived as like illegal or inappropriate to approach a woman. You can't do it anymore. You can, okay? You can. The thing that men fail at sometimes is that you go out with the mentality 100% that you're just going to find a lady and you're like not being yourself. You're being some guy that wants to get married or find a lady. That you reek of desperate and all that other shit. You know what I mean? Just be yourself. And if yourself sucks ass, then you need to work on that. If you're just yourself, then naturally people will gravitate towards you. Maybe people that are interested in you even. Imagine that. Sexually, maybe. Ooh, wow.
He's pulling his cock out.
Don't do that, though, you know. I'd like to see for real an example of somebody getting kicked out of a restaurant for looking at a woman inappropriately. Not to say that it couldn't happen or hasn't happened, but I want to see that. I want to see that happen, actually. Like how disgusting the guy was. Like, is he like animated cartoon style? Like his tongue's rolled out on the floor and he's sitting there just staring, drooling, and the lady keeps looking at him like, quit, you fucking freak of nature. You know, if it's a situation like that, kick that motherfucker out. Who knows? That's just me, I guess. Anyways, let's get into this. Why we're here in the first place. Piers Morgan.
Welcome back to Piers Morgan.
Welcome back to Piers Morgan. See, I'm not a Piers Morgan guy. The last time we watched Piers Morgan on the show was
Well, God, you know. What rules, you sons of bitches? Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
He cried epically. Jordan Peterson did on Piers Morgan. I believe that was Piers Morgan. Could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, he was on there. Well, God, you know. Well, God. Just trying to be a symbol for young men. This is so bad to be a symbol for young incel men. So I don't watch Piers very often. He's not me cup of tea, but we'll watch this interview here. And there's some other lady in it. I'm not sure who it is. It'll probably say. But let's get into it.
So Pearl Davis has racked up a legion of online followers and plenty of breathless newspaper coverage by sharing her incendiary views on modern feminism. The New York Post called her the female Andrew Tate.
Female
so she
Andrew
into genuine
Tate.
female pushback to the excesses of wokery, or is she just an attention seeker? We'll find out in a moment. But first,
So, yeah, is she a feminist attention seeker? Is that what he said? What? Okay, whatever. Let's look at chat before we get into too deep, because Pearl is like sitting right across from him, and they'll get into quite the convo here. Oh God, now I'm being rated in chat. See, I knew it. I asked last night on Twitter. I was like, I shared a couple, candid photos of myself, and I said, rate me. If Pearly thinks is a 5 out of 10, I want to know what people think I am. I'd give myself a 5 out of 10 too, maybe. That's what I'll say about myself. I don't care. I'm married. Like I said, I don't have anybody to impress. Let's see. Yeah, no rating. A Snooki is a solid 7 when not in Jersey Shore style. So I think recently Snooki is like improved herself and her person. So, you know, who knows? She may be a 10 out of 10. I don't know. Kevin says, I'm a 5-star man. Snooki is hot. So there's Kevin's take. If you wanted to know the other half of the Clout Route, what they thought about Snooki, Snooki's hot. Danny and Kevin are both egg out of 10, and the world needs to appreciate their beauty more. Kevin says egg out of 10, haha, and saying you're a 5 is a bold move. That's the type of confidence is attractive to women. Yeah, maybe I should just go with I'm egg out of 10. That's more appropriate. All right, moving on. I don't need to look at chat anymore if I'm being abused.
Take a look at the clip that sent her viral.
A lot of people think I'm insane because I don't think women should vote. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for this opinion. If anything, this is probably my most extreme opinion. 90% of women have been on birth control. 1 out of 3 women has had an abortion. 1 out of 3 women has an STD. Average body count is over 5.
Is that true? Average body count of every woman is over 5? Over 5? I mean, that's interesting. Let's say, I mean, I don't mind. Whatever. Like I said, I'm married. I had nothing to prove to anybody. You know, this is a bit revealing of myself. My body count was, I think, 5 when I got with my wife. Like, I think including my wife, I think my body count was 5. Granted, I've known my wife since 7th grade, and I got, you know, I was in a relationship with my wife like my first or second year of college. So 5 at like 20. Is that average? I guess maybe. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Let's keep listening.
Your average wife has slept with over 5 people. 95% of women are not virgins on their wedding days. So,
what does that even matter, though? That's a point that she makes all the time, too. Women aren't virgins on their wedding day. It's like, it's weird to think that the person, you know, you're finding the person that you're going to live the rest of your life with. That's what she wants it to be. Marriage to be like a final thing. And that there's no going back, no divorce. She wants there to be no divorce. And then if you're getting married, you're serious till death do us part kind of shit. Okay. It's weird to think then that by the time you decide, okay, I want to be with somebody for the rest of my life, forever, that you haven't done anything before that. How do you even know what you like or don't like or want to get into or don't? If you've never done anything before you get with the person that you marry and are with the rest of your life, why is it a problem that you're not a virgin on your wedding day? I mean, it's just weird. It's such a weird thing. It's such a, I don't get it whatsoever. Let's look at chat. Let's see. Egg out of 10 got me giving out. Wait, got me out of giving numbers. Okay. I thought V-Dub was saying he was an egg out of 10 and that has gotten him numbers, like phone numbers. I'm egg out of 10 and I get phone numbers, baby. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, so there you go. You get to be PC about it. Poland Spring says, rate Jordan Peterson 1 out of 10.
Well, God, you know.
Well, God. Jordan Peterson. I mean, if he wasn't such a fucking crybaby Twitter bitch, annoying, pesky, fucking only meat eating ass getting destroyed by apple cider motherfucker, if he wasn't the way he is and you know, bettered himself a little bit, it wasn't fucking unhinged crazy fuck, Jordan could be like an 8. I'm sure in his prime, maybe even better. Like, educated man, that means a bit, unless you use it the way he does. I mean, he's not like the ugliest looking guy ever, unless he sits there and fucking cries like a bitch on fucking cable television. All right, well, yeah, so there you go. Jordan Peterson, he's an egg out of 10 too. Carla says Danny is a 9 out of 10. Oh my God. We need a fucking special soundbite for that. What am I going to do? What's my favorite soundbite that I haven't played in a long time? You know what a 9 out of 10 gets you? You know what soundbite it gets you?
You are a disgrace. Drug addict, potentially closeted lesbian. You've never moved out of the house. Nobody respects you. You are a pedophile, probably. You are gross around kids. Nobody wants you fucking taking baths with their fucking kids. You're a fucking weirdo. They gotta watch you like fucking Epstein.
That is for Pearly Things. You know, normally I don't pull out the Tim Dillon rant, but I think that's who he was talking about in that case. So thank you, Carla, for the 9 out of 10. That deserved a special soundbite just for Pearly Things. A Tim Dillon exclusive. V-Dub says she isn't a virgin. Let's keep going with Pearly Things here.
I understand the complaint.
Okay, well, Pearl joins me now alongside political.
So, oops, I didn't mean to stop on the other lady, but Pearl says 5 out of 10. I think she's underselling herself. She's not that bad looking. Come on, Pearl.
Journalist Ava Santini was nodding furiously.
Average, I guess. Whatever. Stupid.
Right, Pearl,
I hate ratings.
Be called the female Andrew Tate. How do you plead?
Well, I take it as a compliment. You know, I'm a fan.
She takes it as a compliment, of course. Female Andrew Tate.
Of Andrew Tate.
Of everything he says?
It depends what we're talking about, but overall, I think he's got a good message. I think he's good for young men.
Okay, look, you're talking about women predominantly.
So, just from that statement there, you can kind of already feel the vibe of where she falls. Oh, Andrew Tate? Great, yeah. V-Dub says, you said 9 out of 10 gets Carla that audio. It sounded like you aimed it at Carla. I know you didn't, though. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Carla's raving review inspired me to play a soundbite that I wouldn't normally play. Okay? That's what it was. So thank you, Carla, for inspiring me to pull out an old soundbite and direct it right at Pearl's stupid face. One like Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon can deliver some of the best insults. And he can kind of get away with saying whatever he wants, you know? Gay men have a little more agency to say what they want, I feel like, than persecuted straight white males like myself. So no, Carla, I did not mean to aim that at you. It is aimed exclusively at our girl, Pearly Things.
This is why you've got this big following. And your view is that modern feminism is deeply flawed. I would argue a lot of your proposals, like taking the vote away from women, are deeply regressive. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to remove, just from yourself, the right to vote?
Well,
prepare for this reasoning. I mean, why should women not get to vote? Okay, I love what she comes out with here. Let's let her cook, as they say.
Well, what happened was I had the same view, right? Back when I started, I was like, why? I found out that only 5% of women wanted the right to vote. And I couldn't figure out, like, why would women not? No, it's true. It's true. You look it up.
At the time.
At the time.
Because they've been conditioned by men to think.
5. I'm allergic to this shit. I'm coughing out of being disturbed by what she just said. 5% of women want to vote?
They shouldn't have a vote.
I mean, that's what they say, but, you know, I started reading their writings, right? And what I found out was that the reason a lot of women advocated for it was because they believed it was the beginning of the breakdown of the family. You know, before you became one in marriage, 85% of people were married. And, you know, I hate to say it, but they were right. What has happened 100 years later?
What's that got to do with them having the vote?
Well,
so interesting. It's always even with Jordan Peterson and all these motherfuckers, it's like we should go back to olden times where, you know, women couldn't vote or do anything. They kind of just stayed at home, made that life go well. You know, that was their duty. But here's the thing that I subscribe to. We're not put on this fucking earth for any particular fucking reason. We fucking happened, okay? And having said that, people just fucking happened, and we happen to be here, okay? There's no fucking divine intervention, no fucking dumbass in the clouds. People just happened, okay? If you look at fucking science, evolution, blah-de-blah, you can fucking get into all that. People happen. So do I think that fucking the women have a certain role or men have a certain role? No. We happened. We just happened. There's no, when you put P and V together, you make more. We know that's how it works. But as for like, what are we here? What the fuck is your dog put here to do? You know, what is an ant put here to do? What is fucking anything put here to do? It's just here. Not put here to do anything. Goodness.
Well, it also goes back to responsibility. Again, men are 80 to 90% of the military. They run all of the infrastructures that make society run. So I just think if we want an equal say in society, then be equal. Do 50% of the hard jobs. Be 50% of the military. In the U.S., they're fined $250,000 if they don't join selective service, which is essentially the draft.
Okay, but
So this is a big argument that she makes on H3, she makes on here, whatever. One of her bigger points is that if women want the right to vote, then they should be put in selective service or whatever. So, you know, the draft, essentially, if we ever enact the draft again, which we won't. I don't know why we would. You're not going to get fucking drafted. So whatever. Sure. They're going to go make drones fight for us, okay? You're not going to get drafted ever again. So if women have to be drafted, if they have to be put into selective service to vote, I'm sure they don't even give a shit because we're not going to get drafted, okay? It's just not going to happen. And there also is a process there at picking, and our fucking misogynist ass fucking meathead military is not also going to enact the draft and pull women. They're just not going to. They'll pull the dudes beforehand, even if it ever does happen. I don't think any woman ever has to worry about getting drafted nowadays. You know, it's stupid, but equal. It's equal, okay? And they should also do the hard jobs. So she thinks that you should be building houses, oil rigs, yada, yada.
Specifically on the vote, what would having the right to vote have to do with family cohesion, for example?
Well, because again, before you weren't trying to divide a family. It was one family unit. You had one vote for the family. I mean, I don't think it's good for a family to have two votes.
Ava, your mouth seems to have dropped.
So, one vote for the family. Like legal votes, I guess? Like, okay, she only wants one vote for the... I mean, what does it matter? What circumstances? Okay, this is kind of another thing that I'm thinking about her whole argument here. When do you marry someone that really has that different of opinion from you anyways, especially when it comes to like politics and stuff that you're voting for? Like, who are you marrying? Like, who in what world is like Tucker Carlson marrying AOC and their fucking divided vote or whatever? Sure, there are some circumstances where like women might not want to vote for a Donald Trump or whatever because he grabs them by the pussy, and their husband might like that a lot. I mean, I guess I can see situations like that. But for the most part, whoever you're marrying is probably going to be aligned with your thoughts. More than likely, that's why you get along and get married in the first place. When are houses that divided like that? I don't even understand the instance that she's speaking of. Let's see here. Let's see. Poland Spring says, I've never voted. Am I a pearly 10 out of 10? I don't know. If you're young, blonde, never voted, you know, that is a 10 out of 10 in Pearly's world, I think. So there you go, Poland. You're a 10 out of 10. We said it here on the Clout Route first. Poland Springs, 10 out of 10, according to Pearly things. Poland Springs and Pearly things. How Hash says, I'm really tired of people acting like family dynamics weren't hellish before giving women more rights. I mean, yeah, because you best not say shit, lady. Get back in the kitchen and make me a fucking sandwich. Do my fucking laundry. I'm sick of this shit. Kevin says, Atheist Danny is my favorite version of Dark Danny. I mean, yeah. I've been that way from a young age. My mom was so religious that there was just a point when I was a kid where like I just started to be like, I don't take this. Well, what? Like, what are you talking about? Praying to or whatever, or I shouldn't do this or that or whatever. I just would roll my eyes at a lot of things my mom would say about the Bible or what God wants or whatever. And that got worse and worse and worse. It started at a young age from rolling my eyes at my mom. One of my thoughts on God, though, that's a whole podcast in itself, I'd have to say. Danny's thoughts on God. Danny and Kevin's thoughts on God. We should do a religious episode. Maybe me and Kevin will do a Kick exclusive episode where we watch Religious by Bill Maher in its entirety and critique it to today's standards. Because I'm sure that I haven't watched that movie in such a long time, but that definitely inspired me as a adolescent. Religious, I was like, yeah, dude, fucking, you're right. Fuck God or whatever. You know, I was super into that. Rebellious kind of thing. So I loved that movie back then. I would love to watch it nowadays and see how it holds up. Religious. Because I definitely don't agree with what Bill says now. I wonder if he was still saying the same things back then and I was just naive and like didn't know or hadn't developed myself on how I feel about certain things that he talks about. VW says, they made it law that women are in the draft. I remember people complaining online. See, we don't even know what the real laws are. Oh, God. So women get the one vote. I mean, that's fine. Has anybody ever told some people out there, like, happy wife, happy life, too? It's like fucking shit. If it came down to every household only got one vote, a married couple and their children are represented by one vote, I'd let my wife go vote. And my meathead ass would be like mowing the lawn or something. You know what I mean? I don't got time for that shit. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how it would go down. It's weird. It's just a dumb concept. Snooki is a 10 out of 10, according to Pearl. So there we go. Snooki's a 10 out of 10. Let's keep watching this interview. We got kind of off the rails with chat there. Sorry about that.
No, do you know what it's sort of like?
I know.
No, it's just sort of a bit
Galaxy brain, she's going to say here. Sorry, they kind of yell over each other. I hate that.
No, do you know what it's sort of like?
I know.
No, it's just sort of a bit galaxy brain. I feel like, you know, the stats that you're putting down are perhaps correct in some universe.
Which stats?
They just kind of don't really add up. I mean, just to take you back to the to the women's writings that you've allegedly read. I mean,
allegedly? What do you mean allegedly?
At the time,
she means allegedly because what? She doesn't believe Pearl. Goodbye, Pearl. She's saying, I don't think that you read books, bitch. I don't think that your dumb ass reads books. That's what she's saying.
That you're talking about, you know, women weren't really allowed to write. They weren't allowed to go to school.
Yes, they were.
Write.
Yes, they
so
were. That's incorrect. The first female property owner was in the 1600s. The idea that women couldn't work and couldn't.
I'm so sorry, but that will be inherited.
No, the first female land owner, she said, was in the 1600s. That's interesting. Go women.
The first female millionaire was in the late 1800s.
And was that inherited?
Late 1800s. First female millionaire. Interesting. She's got all the facts.
So, it wasn't. It was self-made. Yes, it was.
Self-made.
Yes, it was.
She never inherited land.
Yes, she did not inherit it.
What law permitted that? What law permitted that?
Well, there was...
It's interesting that they're talking about somebody who became the first female millionaire. I mean, this is a person, right? I don't know. I haven't looked up this specific piece of information. Maybe I will here. First female millionaire. But it's interesting that they're like bickering about this and Pearl doesn't know who it. Just say who it is. Who's the person? Then we don't have to ask all these weird questions about like, did they inherit the money or did they get it from a marriage or whatever. You can just look up said person and be like, this is how they got their money. I don't understand why they're, I don't know. Oh, goodness. Just say who it is. First female millionaire. I think Google was listening to me because they fucking knew what I was coming at. Madam C.J. Walker, the first self-made female millionaire in the U.S., the next female role model to be honored in Barbie's line of inspiring women dolls. That's the top article here. Walker, the daughter of former slaves, was born as Sarah Breedlove. That's an interesting name, Sarah Breedlove. That sounds like not real. But, oh yeah. There's a movie about this too, with that fucking creepy-ass lady that did that Ma movie. The fucking Ma movie. You guys remember Ma? Where she like, hey kids, come party in my basement and I'm gonna murder all of you. So she is self-made, Madam C.J. Walker. Go watch that on Netflix if you want to learn about the first female millionaire. And she made it herself. Self-made, it says. Okay? So why didn't they just say Madam C.J. Walker instead of fucking having this weird ass fucking back and forth about, did they do this or did this person do that?
No law. I mean, there's always been women that were influential in history.
Let's get on to the vote. So what I don't understand is, a part of your message, I've researched you today, and hang on a minute.
Okay.
Your big push is that you care about men and you don't think that men are getting enough of a say. But
I care about
hang
women
on,
too.
I haven't
Care
made
about
the point
women
yet, because of feminism, okay? What I wonder is when you start making calls out like repeal the 19th, women shouldn't be allowed to vote. How is that helping young men? Because these young men have women in their lives, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have teachers, and they turn around, they don't know how to act around women because you're giving them license to be misogynistic.
I mean, essentially, yeah. I mean, I'm with the lady here. Pearl's like, well, women shouldn't vote or do anything besides fucking make sandwiches and be hot in the kitchen or whatever and blah, blah, blah. Take care of my kids. Whatever. Yeah, men start to have less of a respect for women, especially what they say. Which is very important. Like, if you preach this to men forever and then this starts to become commonplace thought, which I'd say maybe, for a lot of men it is this way, but you just start to think like what you have to say is not important, okay? Lady, you need to get into the kitchen. I want my food. I want my clothes fucking folded, blah, blah, blah. Your opinion or whatever you're saying right now doesn't matter, kind of thing. That's the mentality that people start to get, which is not good. Let's see. Let's see what chat's saying here. Hash says, I'm really glad my family didn't raise me in religion. I mean, yeah, I got it, and that's kind of what made me not like religion so much, is because I was raised that way. I went to church and shit, but then just became more cynical about it as I got older. Poland Spring says, let the rich rule. There you go. V-Dub says, the best part is where the blonde woman says women get silence and Pearl talks over her, immediately proving her point. I'm sure that's coming up here. We're going to watch the whole thing. Hash says, Cleopatra existed, so clearly women have always been equal. We have had multiple queens going back thousands of years, so... Yay for feminism, or is that proof against it? What are we trying to say here? I don't get what chat's trying to tell me.
I wouldn't call it misogynistic. I say be equal. So again, men do all of the feminists. Well, then okay, I'd love for the feminists. Please apply for the oil rigs. Please go do the hard jobs in society. They're open. They're hiring because I don't equate for. I don't think men or women are equal until we do the equal work. So no. Listen. Go apply to be on the oil rigs. Go do.
This is just the thing here, and Pearl, if I'm supposed to listen to what you're saying about how men and women work and the dynamics between the two, I don't give a fuck what you have to say right now on Piers Morgan online. I don't care. I'm a man. I don't care what you have to say. Everything that I think and say is better than what you have to say according to your standards. You know, I'm the one that should be voting and doing the lion's share of the work, and my opinion matters more. I will direct what happens to the family. So, again, with this stupid thought process that she has, what she has to say then becomes irrelevant. Guys don't care. I don't give a fuck what you have to say, lady. Your opinion's irrelevant.
Go be a plumber.
Obviously, I don't feel that way, so we're going to listen.
Go be an electrician. Go be on the front lines of the military. And then we should have equal rights. But until feminists are willing to do that, I don't believe we should have the freedom without the responsibility.
Okay, well, I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be.
Right. Isn't that more what it's about? If a woman is built for it and wants to go work on an oil rig, she has more power to her. But I think that there's a lot of women that aren't built for that and just don't take that job because of it. Not because they're not willing to fit the bill in terms of responsibility in society or hard work or whatever. It's just there's different capabilities, but that doesn't mean that a woman just inherently belongs in the kitchen.
But I'm absolutely not. You said you were
wow. Wow.
You said you were a volleyball player, and so you've got more strength than I do. I don't think.
But
that
I don't have more strength. I don't have more strength than the average.
They were wowing about her saying that Pearly things might be built to work on an oil rig, but Blondie over here is not. And then they laughed about that. That's pretty funny, but I don't know if that's exactly.
Take your rights away.
I don't have more strength than the average man, but again, it goes back to go be a plumber. You want to be equal, go be equal.
But you want divorce to be made illegal.
Yes.
Why?
The other funny thing is people do this, right? I mean, is there not a female plumber, a female oil rig worker? A female garbage woman. Whatever. There are females doing all this. So I don't even get what she's saying. It's not like that they don't exist. Most people on an oil rig probably is some fucking gruff old fucking muscly man, but that doesn't mean that there's not a fucking female oil rig worker. I don't know who it is.
Why?
Yes, because I don't think what we have today is really marriage. What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be. But feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage.
How?
When there's
See, I agree with what she's saying. All those things are true about marriage. I don't think that people should just get married willy-nilly and get divorced willy-nilly. I think you should really think about it before you get married and do all these things. That's normal. That's what any responsible adult should be doing. Okay? You should think about it before you do it, and you should get married. Most people, I don't know what the statistics are or whatever, but I would just say that, some people get married irresponsibly, but the idea of marriage and what people should be thinking about it when they get married is this is permanent. I mean, everybody is. It's just that everybody is always thinking that way when they get married. I think, they should be. It's just that it doesn't always work out that way. There's all different kinds of reasons why people get divorced, especially these days. I mean, it gets crazier and crazier. The access to information, I think, is a thing that causes a lot more divorce. I mean, these days, it's a lot easier for somebody to find out if their significant other's cheating or doing something inappropriate or blah, blah, blah. With the internet, there's a lot more ways to do that, too. So I'm not surprised with the advent of all that stuff that there's more divorce and shit. Yeah, I mean, it's became more of a common practice, which isn't good. I agree. It's just not a good thing. But I also don't think that it should be banned. Divorce should be banned like Pearly Things here does because people aren't holding it to some certain standard. It's like if my wife started beating me today on a consistent basis, if my wife started beating me, I want to be able to get a divorce, okay? I'm not working it out. I don't want to get hit every day, okay? Gosh, I'm a fragile man. I don't want to be hit by my wife every day. I would get a divorce, but she doesn't do that, thankfully.
50% divorce rate, and the average marriage.
Why is that all
8
down to the
years.
women, though?
I didn't say that it was all down to the women.
So why feminists?
You asked why I want divorce to be banned.
Yeah.
Can I finish that first? So I'm saying, the people that believe in divorce, go be in long-term relationships. Leave marriage for the people that actually believe in, for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part.
I just don't think that people get married and they don't think that they're going to do that. When people get married, the intention is that. I'm almost always, right? I mean, right, we've got like Jake Paul that marries Tana Mojo or whatever for the stunt. That sucks. But I think most normal fucking average people, when they get married, are fucking thinking all these things. What do you mean go be in a long-term relationship? People don't get married and just think like, well, let's get married now, but let's just keep our options open. Maybe in a couple years we might get a divorce. Maybe. Let's just keep that option open, okay? Divorce, that might happen. But we should get married. Nobody says that or does that. Nobody gets married with the intention of getting divorced down the line unless it's for clout or something like fucking Jake Paul, like I said. Oh, God. Poland says, I was married 4 times over the course of 5 years. Is that so wrong? No, nothing's wrong with that, Poland. You can do what you want. Pearl's hair upsets me more than her words. Sorry, I only care about her appearance. I'm a sexist. That's Poland Springs for you. And V-Dub says, I'm not built for that. You might be. That was what they were laughing at before, so.
Sanctity of marriage also rely on the woman being a virgin, so you wouldn't be able to get married.
What do you mean?
Well, you've spoken quite openly about how you're not a virgin, and so if you want to preserve that sanctity of marriage, then I just
get owned. Get owned. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we were already talking about. Like, by your standards, you're fucked. You failed. You're a failure. Why do I even care what you have to say? You not only have failed your womanly duties, Pearl, but now you're going online and telling me what I should and should be looking for or whatever, red flags in women. You don't know what you don't even know. You don't even, how would you know? If you were a married woman for years trying to red pill me like this, then maybe. But you're just some single lady that failed in between 22 and 24. You're now like 26 or 7. Fail. Plus, why would I care what you have to say? Okay, you're a woman.
I think that you're upholding standards that you don't actually live by.
And that's a fair complaint. I wish I was. But, we can't go back. I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's fair that...
Well, they already did it to me. I can't go back. Can't reverse it.
You get to be here and you get to be paid for your views, and you're telling other women that they shouldn't be allowed to.
I think...
Hang on. Okay, if I may. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Piers is like, wait, let's bring it back in.
At some stage, jump in. Isn't the whole point of being a feminist, though, that women are entitled to have their own views?
Absolutely.
So she's perfectly entitled to her views.
Yeah, but you can't...
You might not like them.
But I'm here to challenge
Isn't she exercising her right as a... Are you a feminist?
No, I am not.
Really?
No, I wouldn't. Don't go that far.
You don't want to be a feminist?
No.
Is he flirting with Pearly right now? Is Piers flirting with Pearly right now? I think he's been red-pilled.
Because I think if feminists really believed in equality, but you guys don't, I would love for you, there is an oil rig hiring. There is an engineering
I would actually love to
hiring.
see Ava Santana on an oil rig.
Seriously. There is a building being built next to my building. Go do it, feminists. Go do it. And me.
Is this such an own, though? I still don't get feminist. Go do it, feminist. Like, I don't really get the own even. She really thinks that this is the gotcha moment. She's been sharing like this specific clip Pearl has of like this interaction where she's like, go work on the oil rig then, bitch.
I'm doing the same job that I'm doing right now.
When you find the man you want to get married to, are you saying you will be with that man whatever happens the rest of your life?
Yes, for the vows that we're supposed to live.
How do you know?
Well, you know, that sucks. If somebody actually would marry you, I guess maybe you could say that, but
you can keep them.
I mean, I think it's a choice. And that's the thing, like women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing.
Why in the fuck would you be in a marriage when you're not happy? There are some times where you're not as happy. You kind of have to weigh that yourself personally, you know, whether it's like worth it toughing it out or not. But, you know, there are certain situations where you just you shouldn't have to be married anymore. Physical, mental harm, you know, whatever that is. And everybody has their own degree at which they're, you know, willing to take it. I probably say some shitty things every once in a while. Sometimes my feelings are hurt too in a relationship, you know. Sometimes you say something stupid, blah, blah, blah. You apologize, you move on. There is shit like that. I don't know if that's divorce worthy, but I don't think people are getting divorced over just, you know, random disagreements or whatever that they don't move on from. I think that it gets worse than that, and that's what people get divorced for.
Is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
Ava, I've got to say, it's a little much listening to Andrew Tate, where some of it I really don't agree with. I don't agree with the vote stuff. When I hear things like that, I think there'll be
yeah, no shit.
A lot of people, especially older generation women perhaps, who think, you know what, she's got a point.
Well, I mean, I believe in agency, so I think that if a woman is going to look after her children in divorce, that's absolutely fine. I also believe in your right to speak your mind about it. What I don't understand...
I'd like to
what
say,
I don't
even
understand,
before the 1920s...
This is what V-Dub was talking about, where she's just like, yeah, well, don't care what you have to say, lady.
I mean,
women could speak openly. This idea that, like, women couldn't talk the last 500 years. Women throughout
the American
history
state education system has failed before.
There have been women throughout history that have read, written, and been very influential in society.
Okay.
So this idea, like, women could never do it.
Do you know what I don't understand, though, is when it gets spiteful.
Do we understand what that point was supposed to be? Yeah, that women have done all these things and they're capable of doing so, so why can't they continue to do it then? I'm not... It sounds like Pearl's coming around to like what the other ladies having to say. Like, yeah, you're right. You know, women should have agency, but just not saying it.
Okay, because you put down a few arguments that I think are perfectly, like, you know, they're kind of evangelical and they're Christian, but those are your right to say it. What I don't understand is when it kind of
that's why she's crazy.
Into this sort of, you call women fat, you say that they shouldn't have abortions, you say that they have STDs. You know,
I love this part too. I was just browsing Twitter the other day and saw Pearl be like, some lady shared her like, oh, this is me when I was 22 and this is me now at 43 or whatever. And she's like lost, the picture was like a progression of like, she used to be, you know, overweight and now in her older age, she's fit and looks better objectively. That's what the lady was saying at least. And Pearl's like, no, you're not better looking now as an old woman. You were just fat and you wasted your good years. So she's all about like, if you're fat or disgusting or whatever, she'll just be like, yeah, well, you're maybe not be fat and you're 24, you know, your 22 to 24 golden years will be better if you're not a fat loser. Which sounds like something Andrew Tate would say. I mean, that sounds like an Andrew Tate based take.
The question is, are they fat? Yes or no? The average American woman is 170 pounds. That's objectively overweight.
I mean, let's be honest. We now celebrate morbid obesity.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck these guys are talking. Celebrate morbid obesity. Average weight is 170 pounds, which is objectively overweight, she says. But what? I don't know what the scale is there. I don't know how all that works. So I don't even know if what she's saying is true. What about their height or whatever? Does that factor in? What height is 170 overweight? I mean, I don't know, but Piers is definitely full of shit. This ugly motherfucker. We glamorize being overweight. That's what we do.
As some kind of body positive thing. And it is complete nonsense. So actually on that point again, there's a bit of truth in
and this
that.
is the problem. This is the problem.
How have we come to celebrate morbid obesity as body positive?
Well,
it's nonsense.
We're not talking.
No one fucking... Who says that? Who? Who says morbidly obese? That's fucking great, baby. Keep doing what you're doing, morbidly obese. Nobody fucking says that.
About morbid
no
obese.
one.
I was actually watching your podcast earlier, and you spoke to someone who was, I would say, probably a size 12, and you called her fat, obese, and a divorcee.
She was fat, obese, and a divorcee. I mean, like...
Now, I will say, this is a W in Pearl's book, because that's like the perfect clip for her to take and just shit blast online. Be like, well, you called this lady fat divorcee beast, and she's like, well, she was.
Like, I don't know what to say. This is the thing, women, we don't want to live in reality. We don't want to say things that are true. Was she fat? Yes. Was she a divorcee? Yes. These things are just subjective.
Okay, I'm going to have to objectively...
And she insulted me first. They always do.
I'm going to have to objectively end the debate.
Objectively end the debate. Thank you, Piers, for bringing these two women together. Wow. So isn't that a fucking burger? A big fat fill you up burger of fucking pearly nonsense. Unbelievable. I didn't even look at my I had notes honestly for that whole thing, but we just rode right through it, baby. Ha 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 ha. Now, I was going to go look at a lot of the Ethan Klein debate, but that actually took us so long that fuck that. You want to go see her on Ethan Klein's show, H3 podcast, whatever the fuck it's called. It's a few weeks old now, but God, dude, their conversation, hilarious. I mean, he didn't really have to do much. She says all the ridiculous shit that she thinks. So take a listen if you like that. I've got some funny things though I wanted to definitely hit before we go, like this. So she was, like I said, she was on H3. She was on their show, and then afterwards they kind of had a few episodes where they were like, oh, here's an update on Pearl, what she's saying about us, or here's some new stuff we found about Pearl, yada, yada, yada. Well, from 9:50 to 10:30 on this video here, 9:50, let me get us there. You will get to hear just pearly things in her previous career, where she sold copiers, okay? And she's like, you know how I said Kevin was multi-talented man, you know? The music, the podcasts, the sports, whatever. Pearl is also a multi-talented woman. Maybe Pearl and Kevin. Maybe Kevin can fix her.
And this looks like her first shot at it. And then we got into the grift.
Yeah.
So I had to watch this clip from the H3 podcast because I cannot find this anywhere. Twitter, nothing. I don't know where they found these fucking videos, but they're hilarious.
Yeah, my name is Pearl from Conica. I'll help you say till I can't no more.
I mean, that's Pearl, baby. That's fucking Pearl, dude. Holy shit.
My name is Pearl from Conica.
My name is Pearl.
Till I can't no more. We got the printers in the back, scanners are attached. You can't even fax. I can help you stat. No more.
Yeah. Holy shit. You should take all of your advice from this fucking lady right here, baby. We got the printers in the back. Oh my God, dude. If I was at fucking Office Center or whatever the fuck, and they fucking said, hey, dude, we need to start selling some printers. And I've got a online endeavor for you. We'll throw you a couple extra. Maybe we give you a quarter raise. But I need you to go online and take the latest hits and make us a printer copier remix. Got the printers in the back. Na, 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 na. Oh, Pearl. Oh, Pearl. So Pearl has her own show, and you know, if you're into Pearl after all this, watch today. Oh, my bad. If you're into Pearl after all this we've watched today, go check out her show. It's called The Pregame. Do I know why it's called The Pregame? No. What are they pregaming? Is it the pregame to like Andrew Tate's podcast? Like, is there an Andrew Tate show afterwards? Or like a Sneeko show or something? I don't know. What? We'll watch this. I wanted to pull up one clip at least from her show before we left. Post-wall feminist gets kicked out because she's drunk. So that's what we're about to get into here. I started playing the music and we've got a Kevin, nope, no thanks. A Hash says, you can do better, Kev. A V-Dub says, this is torture. V-Dub says, Kevin singing Blink is better than this. Man, I hate to live in a world where I have to admit that point, but you might be right. Trisha Paytas looks better than her singing in front of her refrigerator. Yeah, rock on with that one. I like that. Trisha does look better, dude. Trisha Paytas is like that's an 8 out of 10 woman, at least. Okay, at the very least. Let's watch some of Pearl's pregame, okay? Listen to this.
And that's more of a traditional thing to stay together for the sake of the child.
This is going to be a lot of because this bitch is about to get kicked off.
Okay, lady. You're going to talk about domestic abuse. Lady. But all of that, that's where we're going down. She's got to go. She's got to go. No, I'm not drunk. You're talking about domestic abuse.
See, I want to start having like round table podcasts, like fill up the room here with just like a bunch of people talking shit about whatever, getting drunk so that I can be like, fuck you, dude. Hey, that's inappropriate. You're too drunk. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm going to start doing it. Kevin, too many, dude. Out. Like, what the fuck, dude? If I'm going on a show and you kick me off, you better have a good fucking reason. Or before I leave, dude, we're flipping tables. I'll fucking bust your screen, dude. Your camera's fucked. Fuck you. Fuck. I'm not dealing with this shit, dude. Especially if I was drunk. If I was this lady, I would have raged.
I didn't say domestic. No, she's got to go.
They start grabbing her.
Jeez, true for the headphones.
No, she's got to.
What?
If you put your hands
Lord
on
have
me,
mercy.
If you put your hands on me, I'm calling the police.
One moment. Put your hands on me.
Get the fuck out of here, lady. Get the fuck out. Fuck your phone. Fuck your phone.
Thank you.
Get out.
Get your phone.
Yo, what's going on? I didn't do anything to you. What's going on?
Get your hands off me.
So that's Pearl's show. That's Pearly Thing's show. Quite the show, man. If you want to go see feminists get hammered and embarrass themselves on Just Pearly Things, the pregame, go right ahead. More power to you there. God. Should we listen to Destiny and Pearl argue about chores in the house? Or should we look at some tweets? I think we should look at some tweets. This one I labeled. There's a Twitter called Tree of Logic here. This is a good way to end. We'll just look at some of these tweets and then get the hell out of here. I'll look at chat a couple more times. This first tweet I've got here from Tree of Logic. It has to be like a Pearl Davis hate account because all three of these tweets are from Tree of Logic on Twitter. Why would a woman take advice from a 5? Is the first tweet I pulled up. And this says, unlike Piers, I don't cover for self-hating women like Hannah Pearl Davis. The H is for Hannah. Hannah Pearl Davis, aka Just Pearly Things from Pearl Daily. Her last boyfriend dumped her for an older, very attractive upgrade because Peel has a high body count. Can't keep a man. Why should women listen to her? So let's listen to Pearl here. I wonder.
I've noticed a lot of therapists are like older single women, and I'm kind of like, if you can't maintain a relationship, why would I take advice from you? This is just something I've noticed, but I haven't spent a ton of time in therapy, but then then I'm like, yeah, like, why would I take advice from you if you can't maintain a relationship? No, I've noticed.
I love that kind of thing too. Oh, so older ladies that can't maintain relationships, why should I take advice from them about anything? Bitch, why should we take advice from you about anything? You're 26-year-old YouTuber. Okay? You're failed. Where's your kids? Where's your platonic, or not platonic? Where is your, your stereotypical, fucking home? Where is your average family? A mom, a dad, a couple kids, living with the white picket fence, the grass, the nice house that you own. Where's that shit, Pearl? Why am I supposed to believe you about anything? I mean, shit, I might as well take advice from people like fucking Ethan Klein, 2 kids, fucking mansion, and I'm supposed to take advice from him? I'd believe what he has to say before I believe what you have to say. You have nothing. This is my Bo Blacks moment. You have nothing. 1.4 million subscribers. You have nothing. But for real, like, the idea that she could say that about anybody. Oh, why would I? Old ladies that have failed relationships, why would I take advice from them? They suck. Take advice from me, the 26-year-old YouTuber with 1.4 million subscribers. There you go. There's a couple more tweets here. Bangers, they would say. Most women in 2023 are whores. Guys, if you didn't know that, learn it here. We've got Aiden Ross, some fuckhead, and Sneeko and Pearly. Wow. Interesting. We've also got Tree of Logic quoting themselves here before I show you the video. The quote tweet says, Hannah Pearl Davis, a.k.a. Just Pearly Things, is not a virgin, hit the wall, has a high body count, is not married but gives marital advice, can't keep a man and is single but gives marriage advice. Okay, so keep all that in mind when you hear this here. Hannah Pearl Davis, aka Just Pearly Things, embarrasses other women about their body count but refuses to disclose her body count to red pill men. Okay.
No, I would say most women in 2023 are whores, to be honest, because if you've slept with more than like 5 to 7
is this just like most women in 2023 are whores? Like, are we talking about young women? Are we talking about just women in general? Like, all women are whores in 2023?
Hopefully, people, your chance of a happy marriage is like in the toilet. Like, it's probably not going to happen.
Wait. Why, I have a question. Why is the average girl's body count around in their 20s, like over 20?
Maybe.
See, she said before, if you remember, that the average was 5. Aiden has some other facts here that say 20. Okay, so let's see if Aiden's coming with the facts.
Maybe in your circles,
Where's your body count?
Maybe in your circles, you fucking degenerate.
Really, but
can you give me an in-between, or is that still too personal?
I'd rather just, like, it's personal,
That's why it's like, the reason why I'm asking you is because you're saying all whore. I get you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
this is how she operates, if you haven't noticed. It's a lot of like, you should be this way, monkey see, monkey do. Well, no, not monkey see, monkey do. That's not the right way to put it. It's a lot of just like, yeah, do what I say, not what I do. That's what I meant. Do what I say, not what I do. Do that, especially when it comes to me. But she just operates that way. Oh, yeah, I might be a failed You know, I might be a failed woman, but don't use me as an example. Listen to what I have to say, okay? Women have fucking... average woman has has a body count of 5 by the time that they're my age or whatever, yada yada. Get married when you're 22 or 24. That's the prime age, okay? Not like I did, though, because I didn't do that. Oops. We got some more Pearl things, but maybe I'll save some more for when Kevin comes around. Honestly, I expect it to be done earlier than this, so I'm amazed that I've talked so much that I've lasted this fucking long and not even got through everything. Especially after laughing at Colleen Ballinger at the top. I mean, basically this episode was for me to be like, hey, Pearly Things is out there. Pearly Things is on Piers Morgan, H3, Andrew Tate, Sneeko, Aiden Ross. What else did we... Fresh and Fit, Destiny, whatever. She's out there, okay? She's out there. So she will probably be a reoccurring Clout Router. She will hit the Clout Route, I'm sure, many times in the future. She's definitely not done. So we're bringing awareness to Miss Pearly Things. If you're into this kind of thing, hey, I just showed you your new red pillar on YouTube. If you're not into this thing, beware and be prepared to see a lot more of this fucking crazy lady, okay? Kevin says, look at some threads. I need to make a thread account. Yep, that's next, okay? Threads. Actually, I could probably just carry my Instagram over, right? That's probably how it works since it's meta. There we go. Already almost there. Carla says, I'm going to clip Danny saying she's old at 26. I mean, yeah, I'm 31, dude. I'm old as fuck. It's over for me. I'm out of my prime. Nobody wants me. Okay. Danny, don't let Pearl talk about your wife like that. I don't know what Pearl said, but she better not be talking about my wife, that bitch. Okay? Don't ever speak of my wife. You'll see Dark Danny really quick. Kevin says, rules for thee and rules for me. I like that. Yeah, that's another way to put it. She has rules for thee, and then there's separate rules for me. Hash says, I don't know when I just hear her. I don't know why, but when I just hear her talk, every so often she sounds exactly like that freak girl that manipulated Chris Chan into sleeping with her mom. That's disturbing. I hope they're not the same person. Wouldn't that be interesting? Pearl and this person you're talking about? Actually the same person. Carla says she only associates with sex pest men. And that is a good place to end the show on Pearl Davis. Just Pearly Things. She only associates with sex pest men like Andrew Tate, Sneeko, Aiden Ross, all the people that we already talk shit about. So we don't discriminate. We love men, women, non-binaries, LGBTQ pluses. We don't care. We love it all, baby. You're all welcome. We'll give you all a chance. If we give Andrew Tate and Aiden Ross and all these red pillars, red pill men, Sneeko, the chance to say their dumb shit and laugh about it, and we laugh about it every week, then I should give the women equal chance, right? They want to be equal. Women want to vote. So we need to have equal representation, with Pearl being just as dumb as any guy that I've ever heard. So anyways, thank you guys for being here today. V-Dub, Hash, Carla, Poland, Kev, thank you so much. Anybody else that I missed in between, I really appreciate y'all showing up, rating me an egg out of 10, you know, whatever else you do when you're here. Poland Spring says Danny's wife is a babe. Agreed, I agree. She's quite the looker, that's for sure. That's why I married her, of course. That's the only reason why you marry a woman, is if she's good looking and she makes some good food. That's the best qualities in any kind of woman, okay? My woman has to make food, be hot, do my laundry, massage my feet and my balls. That's what makes a good woman, okay? Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by, listening to my crazy rants, Pearl Davis's crazy shit, Colleen Ballinger dancing in blackface, my whole podcast getting, or my whole show this morning getting claimed for fucking put a ring on it, you motherfuckers.